Hello parents, so today we're going to be talking about a very important topic, and that is eating disorders in adolescents, so our children. So first off, what is an eating disorder? An eating disorder is a serious condition related to persisting eating behaviors that negatively impact your health, your emotions, and your ability to function in important areas of your life. So the three common types of eating disorders are anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating disorder. So why we're talking about this today, and more importantly with our children, is because if you were to ask 10-year-old children today if they were afraid of being fat, 81% of them would answer yes. So adolescents aged 13 to 18 years old are at a risk for eating disorders. 2.7% of them will already develop an eating disorder before they ever reach adulthood. And then this is twice as prevalent in females. So as you can see, it is something that is already affecting our children today, and it's something that we need to talk about and we need to be aware of in order to handle it. So anorexia nervosa is defined as a persistent reduction in food intake leading to a very low body weight. So what you can see with this is the child has a super strong desire to just be thin. It's an extreme desire, and they even fear gaining weight. With bulimia nervosa, that is binge eating large amounts of food in a very short time, and then it's followed by habits such as purging, fasting, and excessive exercising. So with bulimia nervosa, there's also a high fear of gaining weight, and these children can still be in a normal weight range on the outside, but they're very unhappy with their body image on the inside, which is why they engage in these activities after eating. The last common eating disorder is binge eating disorder, and in binge eating, a person feels a loss of control when they're eating, and so they just eat large amounts of food constantly all the time. With these activities or these binge episodes aren't followed by any activities such as purging, fasting, or exercising. So these people are often overweight, and this can often lead to obesity. So with these eating disorders, you also see behavioral changes and signs that can make you aware of what's going on. And with anorexia nervosa, there's a lack of eating, they skip meals, and there's that constant desire to be thinner that you're able to be aware of. For bulimia nervosa, you'll see them eat large amounts of food in a short time, and then they'll compensate for that amount of food in some other way to just remove it from their body, such as I said, the purging, the fasting, and the excessive exercising. With binge eating disorder, they continually engage in binge eating episodes, so you'll constantly see them eating large amounts of food throughout the day, and this lack of control leads to an increase in weight, which you'll be able to notice, as well as it's not accompanied by really any activities, so they're more sedentary in their lifestyle. So all these behavioral changes should be noticed because they have large developmental effects on the children, and this is very important because they're in the very formative years of their lives at this time. They're just starting puberty, and they're just starting middle school and high school, and so there are so many things that are going on around them that they are also dealing with this at once, and it's putting a lot of stress on them. So physically, this reduced food intake results in a lack of proper nutrition, and so this proper nutrition carries over into their future. Their body isn't receiving everything that it needs now, and so it's not properly able to grow, and they aren't able to they're not properly able to grow into who they would be into the future. Overweight adolescents put themselves at a higher increased risk for cardiovascular problems in the future, and so it's something that needs to be taken care of now, so that way we can prevent these things from happening. Purging, excessive exercising, and fasting, they're all harmful to the body. They're purging, acid reflux, it destroys your insides. Excessive exercising leaves you with higher fatigue, and they perform less well in school. And fasting is just harmful to the body because you're still not receiving those nutrients that you need. Mentally, there's a poor perception of their body image, and this can lead to so many other mental health problems among adults. And for those that have anorexia nervosa, 56.2% of them report having at least one other mental illness. For those with bulimia nervosa, it's 94.5%. And for those with binge eating disorder, it's 78.9%. And with those people that have those disorders, depression and anxiety are the most common other disorders that mental illnesses that they report having. So you can see, if we don't tackle this problem now in our children, it's going to lead to so many other problems down the future for them, not just physically, but also mentally. They're establishing these bad habits that are going to be carried on when us as their teachers and you as their parents aren't there to help them anymore. We won't be able to guide them because they're going to be making these decisions without us around. And so it also affects them academically, as I said before. They don't have the energy in school, they don't have the desire to be there, and so their grades are going to slip, and it's going to lead to other problems down the road. Socially, they're not engaging as much. They don't like how they look, and so they are not willing to put themselves out there, and they're not growing these social skills that they should be. And physically, as we've talked about so much, the nutrition, they're not going to be able to grow into the people that they should be growing into. So socially, emotionally, they're less confident. You see less self-esteem, they're less willing to put themselves out there, and they're creating fewer friendships, lasting relationships that they're going to carry over into their future, and they're working less on their social skills, something that's important when you're out there job hunting or trying to get into colleges and whatnot. So, and also their circle is likely to be filled with children with similar habits, and so it's important that we push them to find the proper route to take and the help that they can in order to just be better. In order to help them and how we can prevent this, one thing that is very important is the way we talk to and teach these children, and one style that really helps is authoritative parenting or teaching. And so what this means is you're creating an environment of high warmth, and you're creating an environment where they're able to speak their mind and you're able to come to a compromise within your own set of rules, but at the same time taking into account what is going on in their life. And so this achieves a high level of learning and understanding for the child, and it creates a high level of understanding for you as well of that child. And so it's important because in order to help our children combat these disorders, it requires cooperation from everyone in their life, every education stakeholder, and coordination with the family as well. It's the faculty and the staff and the parents, they all have to come together in order to direct these children in a positive direction. At home cooked meals, removing unhealthy snacks. It is convenient to eat out, but the proper way to take care of your body is by providing it the correct nutrition, and that it starts at home. That way the children learn the proper habits there. Social media and other technology. Social media distorts their perception of how they really view themselves. They're taking in all these images from all these influencers on there, and it weighs on them. They're children. How can we not expect it to? We have to be the ones to step in and show them the right way. Video games. All kids love to do now is be on their phones and on their video games. We have to be getting them engaged in high energy activities, and so that way we can deal with some of these problems. Another big thing is getting these students to support one another. Their biggest support system at this age is their peers, and if they can have their peers around them raising their self-esteem, then they will be able to combat these problems that they're facing. And so we have to create an environment where these students all feel like they can support one another and they're receiving support everywhere. And by doing that, we just have to be open. We have to be willing to talk, and we have to be willing to let them come in and just hear what they have to say. And so, as I've been saying this whole time, these children are so important. They're in the most formative years of their lives, physically, mentally, and socially, emotionally. And so we have to encourage them and support them and move them in the right direction. We've got to limit their risk factors such as technology, provide them with the correct nutritional intake, and just that constant support. On campus, we have to create the environment that promotes openness and positivity, so that way they feel like they can walk in our doors, say whatever it is that is on their mind, and we can help them in whatever way they need to be helped. There will be health programs and activities to create awareness on proper nutrition and just the correct ways to take care of your body, on mental health and things like that. Spirit weeks and other activities so children can feel like they can just express themselves and have confidence. And children are our future, so we have to make sure that we do whatever it takes to ensure it's a successful one for them. Thank you. Do you like it?
That was really nice.
Thank you.
You need to breathe more.
I know. It's just hot. I need to turn on the fan.
No, yeah, you were sweating.
Yeah.
No, it was literally that was an amazing